You know this, Uncle Tom?
Listen, sucker. I'm blacker than the ace of spades and more militant than you and your whole damn army put together. And while you out there chanting at rallies and browbeating politicians, I'm taking out any money front sucker on a Hummel that gets in my way. So I tell you what, when your so-called revolution starts, you call me, and I'll be right down front showing you how it's done. But until then, you need to shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
What up, world? It's your boy, Coolie Main.
You got AK the Chief in the building.
And you got your girl Monica here in the building.
And y'all know what it is. It's time to plug them headphones in, put the kids to bed, and let's begin to listen. It's grown-ups talk. This week, we're going to talk about a man in the household, out of the household, all of that yin-yang. Let's go.
What up, world? What's going on with y'all?
Holla at me. What up, bro?
Life goes on.
Get off
Okay.
your guys' damn phone.
I am setting up
Listen, last week you was hungover with your delayed response. This week you in your goddamn phone. Come on, man. Now I'm just messing with Monica. Y'all know how it is. It's brother-sister love over here.
Always. But
Excuse me while I sip my drink. But
shout out to the Don.
the Don
Shout out to Don
made a
Julio.
real
yeah,
appearance.
shout out to Don Julio. It's not all the time I shout Don Julio out, but Don Julio is definitely going in with this. What is it? Jose Cuervo?
Listen, it's just going down.
I feel it burn in my chest.
Here we go. Y'all might get a go down on this.
You want to come down?
But y'all know what this part of the show is. This part of the show is dedicated to you, our fans, our supporters, our listeners. Now I mean, everybody that's taking the time out to tell their friends, Now I mean, everybody that's taking their time to listen, play, like, share every Monday as we drop this content. And Monica try to fuck up y'all time, but it's alright. We're gonna keep talking over that.
That's fine. I was looking for the viewers, but one viewer just popped out at me. So shout out to you, Sarah J.
But anyway, know what I mean? Yeah, as we drop this content on y'all every Monday, know what I mean? Y'all hitting that like, that share, that follow, and y'all fucking with us, we fucking with y'all. Take a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us, and we definitely appreciate that.
And you already know my motto. Like, share, and follow. And if you didn't do it. Tell a friend and do it again.
I thought you almost fucked it up.
Oh, nah.
Stop acting all stank. If you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify, hit that motherfucking link.
Okay.
Let's go. What we got cooking on Instagram?
Oh my God, guys. And this is why I was playing with my phone, because Instagram is down on my line. The only person that keep popping up is this Sarah J person. Other than that, I cannot get to Grown-Ups Talk, and I am terribly sorry. But for those who that has followed us already, shouted us out, because I did see a lot of comments in regards to that. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Shouts out
to the people that keep popping up on us, and I mean, on the job sites and all that
Oh,
shit.
yes. Shout out to you guys.
I mean, we be out shopping and shit. I mean, we ain't trying to say we on Hollywood and all that. We ain't super big or nothing, but we appreciate the recognition. Like, you feel me? We see y'all show us love. We show y'all love back. We appreciate it, man.
Definitely.
But
with that being said, okay.
Yeah. We're gonna make that
so,
shirt. That's gonna be the first AK shirt. With that being said,
you already know. But check it out. So I was scrolling down Facebook and shit, and came across this little post, and I saw a lot of people chimed in on it, a lot of comments, a lot of opinions and shit. So it was only right. I thought I would bring it to the table and Grown-Ups Talk and voice our opinions. So the post simply stated: is a man supposed to take care of all the bills in the home?
Absolutely. And it's coming from a female, so let me tell you why I feel like a man should
shoot your shot.
I am. Why do I
bro?
feel like a man's supposed to be taking care of the bills? Because while that man is the way the house is structured is like a foundation. So with that foundation, you have the man and the woman. The man will go and he'll provide, and he'll go to work and do everything of the nature. But while he's doing that, he cannot take care of the home because it's neglected because he's out there making money. The woman, she is the one who's supposed to clean up the house, wash the dishes, do everything she's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
I know a lot of people don't like that answer, but at the end of the day, you know what? You know what? I can listen, and I don't care. And then you have to ask yourself why there's a lot of listen. It doesn't sound like pregnant barefooted because there's a difference. There's a difference. I am a hard no. We're not gonna do this because at the end of the day, I know that
Go ahead. I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, she knows that. I got you, Mike.
At the end of the day, I know that. Regardless, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put myself in this scenario because this is the only way I can describe it for the best. I know that I played both sides of the fence. Sometimes women, when you have a higher position than your man, you start disrespecting him, you start down talking him, you start, this is my house, I pay the bills in the house, and then you wonder why we have a lot of conflict and tons of divorces. Because now the woman is taking the role of the man. It should never be like that. If you two are a unit and you are together, the man should be able to provide and bring whatever financial money into the home and take care of the bills while the woman is taking care of those children and taking care of that house.
Okay, I disagree.
Go ahead.
I disagree only simply because, it's not the 1950s anymore. It's 2018, and there are women that will go to work and men that will stay home. So, I can't necessarily put the gender in the bubble itself as who should take care of the bills and who shouldn't. I think that if it's a team, then it should be a team effort. Not saying that the man shouldn't provide more off the table, but I think the woman should help as well. I don't think that...
So you looking at 50-50. That's what you want? You want 50-50? Or 80-20?
Yeah, I'll do an 80-20. I'll hold most of the things down and,
But at the end of the day, you're saying you're holding most of the things down, meaning that you're the one that's taking care of the bills. Let's move on. Go ahead, Jermaine.
She just trying to close
right. What? Right. But
because you're still taking care of the bills.
Taking care of all the bills. I'm not taking care of all the bills.
So what she got? The phone bill? What's the 20%?
Whatever. I didn't break it down. I didn't do my graph before I came, Monica.
I'm just saying.
This will have a pie graph, a bar graph,
right?
Listen,
go ahead, Coolie, because
she trying to bring that old AK back.
I'm trying to hold him back.
Hey, okay. How you doing?
But right, we ain't beefing a minute about it. It's coming.
This is about to come. I'm really strong about this.
The tension is thick.
Right.
Go ahead.
But so my POV on that whole thing is, it can be done. I can see the point of view of that. I know society will look at it as it's kind of outdated. You feel me? It's
like sexist.
Yeah, it's sexist. It's pregnant and barefoot. It's all you can do is raise the kids.
Everybody reaction is hilarious.
No, so think about it like this. In modern day, you feel me? And I'm gonna say modern day because you got to deal with today, right?
Yeah.
A lot of women out here earning more than men out here, you feel me? And they are holding down households more. So in that scenario, I think that it's kind of know your role in the relationship. The communication got to be there, because if in that situation, if it's going to be the woman that's paying most of the bills, as a man, you got to be humble enough to say, all right, since you doing that and you up right now, I gotta kind of just hold down the fort for you. You feel me? And it don't mean that you can't have a job as the other person, but it just mean that if that's the person that's doing everything,
the breadwinner.
Yeah, if they the breadwinner, you gotta kind of be the support. I think it's more of the support system. Do I agree that the man should be paying for everything financially? Nah, I think that. It should be more of a 50-50. Therefore, it can't be a power trip. Therefore, they won't. That you can cut out a lot of arguments that way. You can't say, oh, if I'm paying the majority of the rent, and I'm paying, like, if we paying equal on the rent, you take 2 bills in the house, I take 2 bills in the house. You can't say you doing more than me. You feel me? You can't say that, because your half and my half is the whole. If you're not doing more than me, you can't say you have more power in this house than I do. Like, if each one is walking their steps and earning their finances the way they're supposed to, and being on their dime the way they're supposed to as adults, then this shouldn't even be a conversation.
So realistically, how often does that happen?
It's not about realistic.
Because realistically, it does not happen, and that's what
Hold
you
on.
guys
But a lot of it
are
doesn't
striving
happen. No, a lot of
from.
it
You either
doesn't
got
happen.
somebody that's going to be a power struggle, or you're going to have somebody that thinks that they're better than one another, or you're
But
going to
a lot
have
of it-
a
I feel
power
like
struggle.
a lot of
And
it
most
doesn't
women,
happen.
when they get into an argument, to be honest with you, they're going to throw that shit up.
That's men.
It's
and
going to
women.
throw that shit up.
That's men
So-
and women that do that. What I'm
Okay,
saying is,
but at the end
it can be.
That's petty,
Yeah,
childish.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. To eliminate that shit, that's the best way to do it. I'm looking at it as eliminating and de-escalating situations before they even become a problem. Don't even plant the seed in that garden for that problem to arouse and be a tree in your garden. Like, you feel me?
So,
So-
my fault. Can I just say this? Because Main, on his 50-50 shit, and since it's just hot right now, you can't go 50-50 with no hoes.
Right.
No, I mean, I just want
Wow.
to just throw that out there.
Well, if she got a job, she's a stripper. You can't go 50-50 with a hoe.
You can't go 50-50 with
But
no
just
hoe.
because she's a stripper don't mean she a hoe, though.
Right.
For real.
Would you want a woman that show her body off to
That's
the
not-
whole
that's not-
That's
That's
not
a hoe.
world? That's a hoe.
That's not a
You're
hoe.
you're typical.
Nah,
Okay.
I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't see that as being a hoe. The hoe is somebody that's out here fucking any and everybody. If
Well,
she
you're that
just-
ladies. That's not a hoe. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah.
are,
Get on the pole.
There's women that get on the
Get
pole
your
to get
ass
through
off.
college, to get through, you know what I mean?
and
Yeah.
there's
Financial struggle.
Yeah.
Watch me. I'm gonna be up there.
and then, yeah, right. Then there's
Stop the whole
some
fucking shit.
there's some women that just they can't honestly get a job, so they see the hustle in it, they know how to do it, and they do it. They just get out here, and that's how they paying their bills. That's how they getting it, and they most like a lot of the women that's up there dancing and showing their body. They got men at home, or they man is fully supportive of it.
And some even come to the club.
Right, and they faithful as fuck. Like, I mean, they probably go to grab people to come to the club. Like, yo, come on, throw you, cause that bread coming back home. Like that don't make them a hoe. Some of them females is up there dancing, but they faithful as fuck to whoever they with. Not every female is giving them special private dances in the. You know what I mean?
The majority of them are. That's where the money's at.
I don't know.
Majority of them are, but you know what? Let me just ding both of you guys in the head because it has been proven.
Here
It
you
has
go
been
with
proven.
statistics.
You know, I come with my statistics. It has been proven that men in the work industry makes 10 times more than a woman. And as far as
Proven
going
by who?
race, excuse me,
Proven by who?
proven by studies and surveys and observation and research and data collection and secondary data collection
Because
and
your sources do not know me.
analyzation. The system don't have to know you.
I'm only messing with you. I'm only messing with you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But it is a proven fact, and this is
Yeah,
what
but-
women has been dealing with for decades. When you have a man and a woman working in the same position, that man is 10 times more likely to make more than a woman. So with that being said, it is only right that a man takes responsibility and pay for shit.
All right, so let me.
Like, the only time this situation should be bent and the rules should be bent is if you guys are going out to dinner. Like, do I feel like the man, for every time we go out to dinner and have a good time, he should be responsible? No. I think, like, it should
I
be
think that's
back
for
and
the
forth.
white men, because the
It's
black,
like back and
black
forth.
women are doing better than black men right now. So them statistics are a little backwards for.
No, the statistics is across the board because they say that a black man still makes more than a black woman. The black woman is at the least of the totem pole to make a good pay.
First of all,
No, I think
on
Would
the
you like
whole-
me to?
on
Shout out to the Atlantic.
on,
I saw some.
Source.
Here she go. The
I
Atlantic
saw
is
some,
the Bible.
It sure
Listen.
is. scientific.
As far as the dating thing, I mean, if you ask me out on a date, you better have some fun, because you just asked me, can you treat me out?
That's
First
tacky.
of all, that's not tacky.
That's tacky.
That's not tacky.
That's
It's not
tacky.
If it,
What woman asks a man out for a date?
oh, they out
Oh,
here. Oh, they out here.
I-
And it's not. You're not less of a man if
Right.
you take her up on her offer. Oh, you asking me? Oh, all right, let's go.
But you gonna pay for it.
9 times out of 10, being me, yeah, I'm gonna pay for it. But
You gonna pay for the date that she asked you on?
sometimes, yeah. I mean,
No, you had
It ain't-
a different opinion on that, huh?
no, I
Where are you
mean,
going with that?
bruh, if she had the bread and she could pay for it, I mean, I'll look at her. Give
What
her
if
a
she
look.
didn't have the bread and she was just inviting you so you could pay for it?
Now, first of all, we ain't talking you taking me out on no date if I know you broke. First of all, unless if your date is let's go walk on the beach somewhere and let's share a bagel from Dunkin' Donuts or some shit like that. The small things count too. But what I'm saying is, if a female,
Go share
if a female, I'm just saying, you feel me? I don't know.
You get
Some
aside, I
broke
get
shit.
aside.
Some broke shit. I ain't gonna say I won't go on a date because you broke. I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's the small things that count too. But if you ask me out on a date and you got the bread, it doesn't mean that automatically I'm gonna pay for it because you said I want to take you out on a date. But shit, once in a while, if you ask me to take me out on a date, yeah, I'm looking for you to foot the bill. You asked me, this wasn't my idea. You feel me? So you got the bread. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't because every time I ask a female out on a date, I'm paying. I'm not asking if I can't pay.
What if you go half-half?
I don't respect
You
that,
don't do
that
Dutch?
shit. No, I don't respect that shit.
I do Dutch. I do Dutch.
I don't respect it.
Only reason I do Dutch is because, well,
That means both of us too broke to be on this date in the first place.
nah.
Maybe the bill was just too
this-
high. You just, you got 50, she got 50, bong.
Listen, I think
It's like, no. Well, let me explain my Dutch. Cause like sometimes you would do 2 activities on a date. So all right, you get dinner, I do such and such. Like,
oh yeah, but all right. So when people say Dutch though, when they
you
say
want split the bill.
Yeah, split the bill at wherever y'all going. Like, you feel me? I don't respect that. Like, fuck it. I just don't. I can't get that. I can't get jiggy with that shit. I can't. But as we get back onto the topic of men footing the bill as far as the household and taking care of the household, we are taught. I mean, at least I was taught. We're supposed to protect and provide. We are the providers. Like, we're supposed to, go out there, hunt, and bring back the food for us all to eat, or go out, hit the workforce, and bring back the money to pay for everything in the house. But like I said, if the female that I'm in that situation with, or I'm in my relationship with, if she can, get out here and get money too, and it ain't gonna hurt or hinder the household, why not? Especially if you got the support system that can, if you got kids, help watch the kids while you go to work. If y'all making enough and y'all can pay for daycare and shit like that, why not? Because then if I'm making 40 racks and I'm making 40 racks a year or 20 racks a year, that's supposed to take care of the whole household, when she can get out here and get the same amount of money as I can, and that instead of 40, that's 80. Now we even stronger. Like, you feel me? That's more bread, and we accomplishing more. I don't see nothing wrong with it being, a split thing. Yes, we're supposed to protect and provide, but if, I can watch the kids while you at work, just like you watch the kids while I'm at work, and we hold down the fort both times when whoever at work, it can be done. Like, I don't think that's a rule that's concrete. It has to be just the man, the breadwinner, and paying for everything. Because if you got a job and you my shorty and I'm paying for everything, what the fuck you doing with your bread? Because if I'm paying
Keeping
for
it.
Exactly.
Keeping
exactly.
it.
Now how fair is
Keeping
that?
it.
How
Keeping
fair is
it.
that to
You're
the
keeping
man?
it to.
How fair is that to the man?
What do you mean? How fair is that?
How fair is that to the man? The man gotta go to work. All he do is work, come home. Because to be able to in our climate,
What are you offering the man?
right? And after a while, it can't be just ass. It can't be just head. Because that shit get boring after a while, or that shit dry up after a while.
But you can't offer sex because you getting the same thing back.
Right, like,
So you can't give sex in return and
how does
be
that?
paying the bills.
How does that? Like, you get to keep your bread. You out here looking fly. You getting to buy any and anything you want. Getting to do. Any
How do you know the
anything
lady's
want.
not getting you fresh either?
What, my money?
Like, how do you know that?
My
Like,
money?
I'm not saying, listen, I'm going to play on the opposite side because I believe that there's women out there that believe that men are supposed to pay for everything.
There's nothing wrong with the thought of it, but then when you come across that situation and that man in the house power tripping, and then you want to say he got an attitude, or if he asking you for shit and you want penny pinch with your bread and you making bread, but he taking care of the whole household, you gotta take that into consideration. If all his money is going to the household, that car you driving, that food you eating, them clothes on your back, the bills in the house, all that shit, he taking care of all of you. Who taking care of him? What is he doing for himself? Or what is being done for him?
And then
There's supposed to be a strong woman behind him that's able to
and you pick up. On him,
the post don't say that.
Pick up.
The post don't say that.
Does the stuff that is not being taken up. See, here's the thing. We in this society, all we do is argue about money. Like, we're not really looking
I agree to that. I can agree to that.
We're not looking at like the actual relationship and relationship building skills. So when you mean picking up the man, money comes and goes. Matter of fact, money's paper, in which paper can easily be destroyed and disposed of. But a person's mental state and mentality, once it's damaged, is there until you can, unless that person is able to build themselves up. So the woman, regardless of what the man is doing, if he's paying all the bills or whatever, she is still supposed to be his backbone to help him out. If he coming home and he is stressed the hell out, you're supposed to make sure when he comes home, it's easier for him to relax.
Right, because it be the same females that be expecting niggas to go out in the workforce, come home and pay for everything, that be raising hell and making it just as bad at home as it is for him out there in the world that he's trying to provide. Trying to go out there, work hard, and come home and provide for you and show you that I'm doing all this, I'm building this beautiful world for you.
For us.
For us. I'm taking care of us. And when he come home, he gotta face the same amount of bullshit or more sometimes than he do when he go outside. Like, you feel me? Some dudes work 3 or 4 jobs just because they don't want to come home, because that's how miserable it is at home.
Right.
Like, that shit is ridiculous, yo. I got a question for you, right? If the man is the breadwinner, say the woman in this situation is unemployed and they doing fine with him taking care of everything. Mm-hmm. But he decides to have a career shift, or leave his job. What is the woman expected to do? Or does everything just go down the fucking drain until he get back on his feet? Like, what happens then?
So budgeting is everything. Like, it's interesting you say that, because being human, especially working in certain fields, you burn out quickly. I know when I'm in the mental health field and I'm also in the legal field, I burn out quickly. So sometimes I take this thing called a hiatus, where you just get missing, or you just, don't work at all for a certain amount of time. It's budgeting. Budgeting is everything. So if you don't have no savings, then it sucks for the dude.
So,
then the woman would have to step up.
But how?
Wait.
Oh, okay.
But the woman is supposed to step up. But again, the way I'm looking at it is one hand washes the other. Does that make sense? Like, if the man is down, that means the queen is supposed to step to the throne and defend it to the man as well, to, get on his feet. Now, in the situation that you're posing to me, talking about, well, what if the man just decided he just want to stop working? It's a career switch. Let's be real here. They just asked the fuck out. But I'm still saying, in the same token, budgeting is everything. There is women, and I keep bringing it to you, that there is... I keep faces just like...
Go ahead, continue.
There is women that die-hardly believe that the man is supposed to take care of everything. Yeah. And if we all agree, we wouldn't have this conversation.
So my question is, how hard or how easy would it be for the guy or for the family to budget if there's only one income and he's taking care of all the bills?
And I got a question on top of that question. In this scenario,
it is. You know what is very tough? But do you need cable? Kids could go outside and play. Do you?
I almost put myself on blast, but I put y'all up on something when we're not recording. I'll put y'all up on something.
Certain amenities you don't need. Does your wife need a brand new car, or can she drive a 1992 Honda Accord? If she mind, then let her drive the fucking car.
She need to be flossing.
No, but if she's mine, then she should be working.
No.
But if you're caring for one, if you're caring for,
she do it. It's been a while, but she do it every couple episodes.
I do play devil's advocate every now and then, and I do contradict myself every now and then.
Go ahead.
But I am saying, like, if she wants those finer things in life, hello, you gotta go and get them. But at the end of the day, you do have women that's like, well, it's sacrifices that need to be made.
I think that post is made. Excuse me. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just think that post is made for, not the average Joe, that got the average job, because the average job you can't financially take care of a family.
What about the lawyer and the doctor?
So what?
You ever been to Glastonbury? They got beautiful mansions out there.
I'm glad y'all saying that, because if I was making enough and we can do it. Not to say stay home, be barefoot and pregnant, but line up some trips, do some shit. Like let's make home adventurous as fuck. I go out and make the bread. If I'm making enough
let's
bread,
build a jungle gym.
Like if I'm making enough bread, just make sure you stay home. You get the masseuse to come live up. I wouldn't be mad at that if I'm making enough bread and I'm happy at what I'm doing and I know there's some longevity in what I'm doing. I wouldn't be mad at my lady just staying home and living it up, because it's gonna be times where I get to take the break off, or she get to, come on work, come to the job with me, come chill with me. Because 9 times out of 10, if I'm making that much money, it's in something that I like to do, something that I like to, be involved with, and I'm going to see the longevity in it, or I'm going to create my opportunity to be there for a minute. In that case, I wouldn't mind just being the person that's just paying for everything and footing the bill the whole way. I don't give a fuck, because at 9 times out of 10, whoever that person is in that situation with me deserves it. You feel me? Because they're not getting it if they don't deserve it. You feel me?
No, period. I understand that, but at the same time, same token, get your ass up and go do something. You can't just be sitting in the motherfucking house.
Yeah,
none of that bullshit.
What if I want to paint my nails
too much
and just
lonely
flip my
time
hair?
I'm
or
not
toss my
home.
hair.
Nah, fuck that shit.
Fuck
nigga.
that. Maybe.
No tossing of the hair?
Yeah,
No? What about
go get
cooking?
your nails done or whatever the case may be, but, just sit
You
in the
gotta add
crib
to
and...
it. Like,
Just lay across the couch and wait until he gets home, and then you say, where the hell have you been? Why this bill ain't paid?
So my question to you is, in this scenario, right, for the man that's doing all of this breadwinning, going out, busting his ass, working however many hours a week, and bringing home all this money for him to take care of everything, does he just come home at the end of every pay period, get his check, and just hand the check over and let the woman budget everything?
That's a very good question. I'm going, oh God, people are going to kill me for this.
Yeah.
People are going to kill me for this. This is my opinion.
Bro, you can pass me that ice over there, please?
I was kind of waiting. I need some ice myself.
Yeah.
Well, what we going to cool down this conversation?
No, hell no.
Go ahead and answer that.
For real.
I kind of feel, all right, so again, here we go. So I feel like allowance should be paid. I mean, if you're not working, you should be having an allowance. Why would you want to budget? You wouldn't even know what budgeting is if you're, not working.
What if it's not?
He's paying all the bills, so that means he's looking at it. And he's obviously doing the accounting on the part. So why would you hand over your whole check for, her to toss her hair and do her lipstick?
But what if she like?
It's so bad. I know somebody like that too.
The same way.
That's why I'm talking on behalf of this. I know somebody like this.
The same way you playing devil's advocate, right? I'm gonna play devil's advocate. What if that person is more responsible with money? What if the female is more responsible with money and just is?
All right. Well, if that's the case, let her take the lead. But majority of the females are not. I know that certain females like to, spend money on fun stuff. They like to go on expensive trips. They like to invite their friends to go on expensive trips. They go shopping constantly. You know what I mean? So it is kind of, I don't know. Some people are, some people aren't.
Shout out to Jose Curvo. Shout out to Don Julio.
I don't know. I could never be the person to just come home and hand over my check. Like, I gotta know.
Suck it up, buttercup.
Nah, I gotta know what the fuck is going on, and I'm not bad with, juggling my finances. So we will end up. It would have to be some structure to what the fuck is going on. Like, we need this amount a month for this amount a month for A, B, C, and D, and then that everything after that, then it's kind of like toss up. It's play money. Like, we do whatever we want. We invest it. We A, B, C, and D, whatever we want to do as far as the options. Like, you feel me? But me personally, I just can't see it. And I've always, if my father ain't teach me shit, you feel me? Which he ain't teach me much. But if he ain't teach me shit, he always told me, you never come home and just hand over your motherfucking check. You don't do it.
I would frown if somebody would just hand me over my check. Their check. My husband was to come home and just be like, here, take my money.
No,
that's weird.
It's different.
And you're like, no.
It's different if it's like Mother's Day or if it's your birthday.
No, I'm talking about.
And like, yo,
if you're talking about weekly,
took care of everything. Go, do you?
No, you're
that's different.
But if this is the scenario, let's say I'm not working, okay? Let's say that I'm not working and my husband is busting his butt and he happens to come to the house and I paid all the bills, I did this, here's your check. Like, what? No.
You know why though? Because you are a type of female that likes to get out and earn their own.
Yeah,
so
I'm hard
to
working.
be giving money is like
that's an
like
insult.
Being a child. Yeah,
that's an insult.
It's like being a
don't
child.
I don't want nothing of yours. I can get it myself.
Right, because you're being given
that's
an allowance, but you just said
that's
there should be some allowance.
Well, no. I'm gonna tell you why. I've been on both. Listen, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Listen, I've been on both sides of the fence. I'm gonna be 100.
You're straddling, Monica.
I am. I'm definitely am. Listen, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been that girl that did not work, but I was getting driven around every day. I was going to New York every weekend. I was going out of state every weekend, and I had an allowance. I had an allowance, and for every time he went into his Bank of America account and pulled out that $1,200, I said shit, absolutely nothing. I just took the money. But when shit hit the fan, that allowance, those trips, everything else associated with him disappeared. So I learned that's not the route you want to go. That's not the route you want to go.
Right,
you don't never want to be dependent on somebody.
Right.
Because being dependent on somebody does not harm them at the end, it harms you.
Right.
So I changed my whole tune because I went from, okay, I'm going to want to do that, take care of me and make sure that I'm good. I had that life before.
Right.
That life ain't fun. That life is actually very boring, and that's just me. Very boring.
It don't have to be though.
Oh please! I was going out with my cousin all the time on this dude's money, enjoying life, and it was still boring.
It don't have to be though.
It was boring. Then again, then I got on the side where it was like, okay, now I have to be the breadwinner. Now I have to pay the bills. Now I have to do everything, and that life ain't fun either. Because you never have money for yourself.
And that's why I said in the beginning, like the 50-50 thing is the best deal to do in any situation.
So that's realistically, that's what we're looking at, right? 50-50?
Yeah.
But sometimes 50-50 don't go as planned because you can't depend on a job because they can replace you at any given time.
Yeah, but
50-50 goes out the window.
But now put yourself in the two different pair of shoes, right? You feel me? You put yourself in those ponies or you put yourself in these J's real quick. You feel me? Now these ponies is one person is the breadwinner in the house. That person loses their job. Now the house is super fucking struggling. Like they in the ponies. They in the flea market airs. Not the Air Max. They the airs. They $10 a pair. Or,
how you know
I'm just saying, struggle times call for struggle measures.
Ponies is popping right now.
All right. Back when it wasn't popping. But, yeah, so now, you put yourself in these J's or these Louis Vuittons or whatever the fuck you want to put it. Put yourself in this higher class, like you feel me? Where both of y'all breadwinning, one of y'all lose your job, and the other person still is making enough where the house can stay afloat. Now, while you're looking for the job, the house is still staying afloat. You just, gotta find a fucking job and hold down the fort until then. Which situation would you rather be in? Would you rather be the shit out of luck and the whole house struggling until you fucking find something else, and possibly not find nothing else for another 6 months to a motherfucking year? Because it ain't just jump back into a job that's paying the same. You got to earn your fucking way back up to whatever the fuck you was making 9 times out of 10 if you the breadwinner in the house. And then, would you rather be the person that, I mean, I fucked up, I lost this job, but shorty making just as much or enough to make us stay afloat for now. I just got to be her support system or his support system.
Collecting appointment makes some good meat.
You feel me? Yeah. I mean, you got all the bills. I make sure the food is good in the crib. I make sure your gas is in your car. I'll make sure, I mean, if you need an oil change, I got it. The unemployment gonna take care of that. But if you unemployed and that one person that's the breadwinner lose the motherfucking money in the house, what the fuck you gonna do?
Right, yeah, both out of luck.
You're out of luck.
What scenario you want to be in? That's my question.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and that's where the point that I was going to lead to. The fact that like you said, you don't want to depend on nobody, because at the end of the day, once your well dries,
once the dolphin dies, because it's called riding a wave.
Yeah, right.
Riding the dolphin.
That shit is a wrap. Like,
yeah, it sure is, and it's a reality check.
Absolutely,
it's a reality check.
And it's gonna, like you said, cause tension in a relationship. The argument is gonna be about money,
right?
Because I mean,
then it become the power,
right?
Money.
I mean, the guy that was getting it, his argument is that, you know, I've been out here, I've been doing it, I'm looking for a job. I mean, I've been doing it. Give me a break. And the woman, she's relentless. She's like, nigga, I'm used to this certain amount of money coming in, it ain't coming in. Where the fuck is that?
Right.
And then she pack her shit up and leave. Because majority of women that's like that, they pack their stuff up and leave. And they go on to the next person. No woman that's taking money and not doing nothing herself is going to ride out the situation completely.
And that's when the guy realized he was doing better by himself and he's making more money without taking care of her.
There you go. Case closed.
Hold on. What you really need is a female. If you decide, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. And in the YouTube, you popping on YouTube, you making enough bread real quick to get through the month. Shorty could be your editor while you going to do what you gotta do. You shooting a video, she could be your editor, or she could be a camera person. Somebody that's willing to stick this shit the fuck out. While y'all ain't got 2 seeds to plant a motherfucking weed tree to make some money. Like, if y'all ain't got it, and she willing to ride that motherfucking wave with you, you feel me? And throwing her life jacket in case y'all fall off the surfboard. If you ain't got that type of shorty with you, you on a losing game, bro. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Man or woman, you in a losing game, yo. If you ain't got somebody willing to fight, stride for stride, dodge the same punches and blows that you willing to dodge, and throw the counters the way you throwing the counters, it ain't gonna work, bro.
Right, because Bonnie never sat in the car when Clyde handled his business.
She bust, I bust. Like, feel me? It gotta be. That's why I say the 50-50 scenario is the only thing that could really work in a healthy relationship. Like, you feel me? That way, if anybody fall off their ass, or if anybody, because if you budgeting your money right, no matter if it's 50-50 and y'all taking care of whatever and y'all budgeting your money enough or budgeting it the right way, it should be enough saved up in case if somebody bust their ass or lose whatever income they got until that person get on their feet again. Like, cause unemployment only gonna take care of so much for so long.
30%.
For so long. Like, and it don't last until you find another job. It go for so long and then it run out. Like, and if you get fired from your job, you don't get your 401k. You don't get certain benefits that you was having while you was there. You gotta fucking resign or retire to pull majority or the maximum amount of benefits from that job. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna go in and get fired and then I'm gonna take all the bread. No, that shit stays where the fuck is at if you get fired. Like, that shit is crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I just want to say that women who do decide to stay home, it's doable either way if you have a good job. Like, I wouldn't expect somebody who is working at McDonald's or working, I'm going to throw IKEA out there.
McDonald's employees make some pretty good
No,
money.
I'm throwing $15 an hour type of employment. I'm not going to expect you guys to well, first of all, take care of the home alone, especially, and then another thing we have to consider, I'm sure that the comments that you were reading, I'm sure they weren't predominantly from Connecticut, but Connecticut cost of living is extremely high as is. It takes about 3 incomes in order to provide the bills, the car insurance, the food, everything else, and clothing. But what about those states that don't have that high cost of living? Where the man
their pay wage is lower.
Right.
Their pay wage goes with the cost of
shifts,
living.
yeah.
That's how they control everything. Like that's why everybody, no matter where you go, got a side hustle. They got an extra way to make some money.
It's still a struggle.
Yeah, because it don't matter with the cost of living, because if your job don't transfer your wage and you move somewhere else, you still gonna struggle. Like you still gonna go through it. Like that shit.
It's better than struggling in Connecticut. I tell you that much. And I lived in different states.
In New Haven,
I know
right
other
now,
states are 10 times better.
Trust me, it's 10 times better if you're making that 10 times better money. If you knew right now, for a 2-parent household with 2 kids and 1 car, it costs $50,000 to be able to live comfortably. $50,000 in the city of New Haven, in the state of Connecticut. You feel me? $50,000 for 2 kids, 1 car, $50,000. Now, if you got 3 kids, if you got 2 cars, you gotta make another whatever amount. Like, you feel me? So you damn near, right? Like, you feel me? You damn near gotta have multiple jobs, multiple hustles. Like, no matter where you go, like this shit is ridiculous. And then, shit, they about to fuck us up because next year we go up with our state taxes 11%. Mm-hmm. So whatever we're struggling to make now, it's going to be even worse next year. So if you're a household with 2 parents, 3 kids, 2 cars, you got to be making at least
100%.
Yeah, like you got to be making like $80K, damn near $100K to live how the fuck you want to live. Like, and jobs that's out here paying that is not paying that, like, at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
That shit is ridiculous, yo. To think,
but that's only in the city of New Haven, though.
But think about it. We one of the richest cities. So think about it. If we're one of the richest cities, and say you go down to North Carolina, South Carolina, or I mean, you go down to ATL or somewhere where it's not, where it's not the higher cost of living, but the jobs ain't paying that. The jobs ain't paying that. Like, I mean, they're not paying more than what it costs to live. They trying to pay the least they can so you can, have to keep hitting the workforce or have to keep doing what you got to do and double hustling just to make the motherfucking money meet. Like, it's not gonna, it don't matter what state you in. What I'm saying is, one person in the household paying for everything is not structurally sound. It's not the move to make. It's not the thing to do. Abort. The mission is not. The mission is not there. The mission is not there.
No, but I don't know. So I'm going to speak on my behalf because I happen to live in several different states besides Connecticut. I had an opportunity to live in Pennsylvania. I had an opportunity to do my month venture down south in the Carolinas, and I felt that while I lived in those 2 places, it seemed to be much of an easier. It just seemed very easy. It seemed very easy for me and the person that I was with at the time to survive.
Wow. Because I was taking that Connecticut money and moving down to where it was a less cost of living. If you was down there working at their wages, it wouldn't seem the same way it felt when you was down there.
That's not true, because when I moved to Pennsylvania, let's use Pennsylvania as an example because that's where I lived the longest. I was out there for some time. When I lived out in Pennsylvania, I got a job working their wages, and I think I was making $12 an hour. But I was able to secure an apartment that had, I think my apartment was a 1-bedroom, everything included. Only thing I had to do was pay for cable. Cable was like super cheap. I think it was like Pop Warner or something like that. I also was able to rent cars. I was renting cars all the time. Besides, we're going through the little mishaps or whatever. The dude that I was with, that's not my husband, he was working at Aaron's. And he was working under their wages, their pay. And we were still caking it. going out every night, hitting the Broadway every night, and it was like cake. We had money stacked. Once we got there where we needed to be, because we had a poor streak.
Right.
But and even when I moved from Connecticut with what $150 in my pocket. That's what I moved when I left. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like I came down. Okay, I'm about to say it wasn't like that. I came from with Connecticut money. I didn't, but I lived on their wages. It was still able to have extra money in my pocket as if it was nothing.
So you was making, you said $12
Yep, $12 an hour.
That same job in Connecticut is probably paying $15
to $16 an hour at the time, because I was an assistant manager at American Eagle. Right. So that $12 an hour paid for so much shit. That's the point I'm making.
But the
cost was cheaper for me. The rent was only $600. I get a 1-bedroom out here. The 1-bedroom was about 8 and some change. 8, 9 and some change.
Yeah, I know.
Versus out there, I'm paying $600 and everything's included. Like, there's some perks when you go farther down south.
Right.
Even when I lived in North Carolina. I'm sorry. Let me back that up. I lived in South Carolina. God, I'm gonna get the name wrong. Charleston. There we go. When I lived out there, shit was cheap. Even though I was out there only for a month, because we were on rocks.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Still, like, it was cheap as shit. I didn't even have to get a job. The dude that I was with, he already had bread. He came down with bread. And he was good.
My boy live out in South Carolina and doing real good. And I'm just gonna say this. I don't want to put my living conditions out there in the street right now. But I mean, I'm doing okay for a single person. But
okay.
With that being said,
yo, this drink is so fucking good. I can't stop drinking it. Go ahead, my bad.
For what I pay, I mean, for
where you stay,
where you stay. Yep, where you stay.
He pays and has a whole house, front yard, backyard.
Bro,
I mean,
now think about
all that shit.
Now think about that shit on my end, bro. I'm not even gonna stunt. I paid $1,400 a month for rent, my G. I go downstairs. Downstairs, down south. I go down there and live like a motherfucking king.
If you have a whole house,
if I could have 2 houses for that price down south.
Yeah, that's true.
Double wide
I can have a house with.
I have a double wide something. I'm telling you.
You just heard me say I can have a.
But with my wage, if it move with me, I can sustain that. If I move down there, my wage it changes.
That is a good question. I had a situation with a friend. She was working retail and they cut her wages. I know up here she was like $18 an hour, and she gets down south and they cut her to about $15 an hour, and it took a big dent on her.
Yeah.
And now she's in an apartment, and it's just she's like, well, what the hell am I gonna do now?
Right, because with the cost of living moving down there, like, so a person that just got a 1-income house, they move down south and they think they're gonna be doing better because the cost of living down there is cheaper, not taking in the wages that come with it. Like, you're gonna go down there, you're gonna think that you're gonna be doing so much better, but you're not really gonna be doing so much better. You're gonna be doing the same, around the same, maybe a bit more better than what you were here, but it's the same struggle. It's down there. That's the only thing you do. You pick your struggle up, you pack your struggle up, and you move your struggle down somewhere else to struggle. Like, that's all it is. It's designed for us to struggle. That's why I don't believe in that one-person household taking care of everything. If I'm taking care of all the household shit, everything else needs to be taken care of from whoever I'm with on another level. Like, I mean, these trips or whatever we planning or whatever shit I can't pay with or pay for with my finances, they need to be able to take care of. Like, we need to be able to pull this motherfucker 50-50. We have to. I don't see no way around that shit. In this day and age, I don't see a way around that shit. I'm not saying that it can't be done, but it's gonna take a hell of a lot of sacrifice, a hell of a lot of humbleness, I should say, and a hell of a lot of support from each other in that situation.
Well, you know how you can avoid that too? And I know it's gonna sound absolutely cliche and just brainwashed.
Love can cure it all. Nah, go ahead.
You've been drinking a lot of that juice.
I'm feeling
I
good.
feel like if you get a degree,
but degrees are starting to show
put that shit in forbearance.
some of that shit is starting to say that some of the statistics, since you like to play with statistics.
I love statistics.
They're starting to show that shit don't even matter. You can go to school, you just going to school at this point to being fucking dead.
I've seen that some people statistics show that people with degrees are making some of the same wages that people that graduated
And they
diploma.
They going to schools for their doctorates, their masters, their bachelors, their associates. They doing all this shit. By the time they graduate, they don't want to do what they started doing. When they get out, they can't find a job in that field, and there's nothing to do but say
pay student loans back.
Right. But say, I'm in debt, I got a degree, can you hire me? And then you gotta settle for what the fuck they give you.
Let's not discourage anyone from going to school. If
That's
you're thinking about it, go to school.
No, don't discourage at all, because listen.
I'm just saying, because education
But that's just
is the key.
realistically.
That's for some people though. So I was looking online.
Shout out to the Atlantic.
Right, shout out to that.
Y'all don't even read that damn thing. Shut the hell up. You want
But
you
you
want to
lie,
read the
numbers up.
Atlantic. Hush your ass up. And shout out to the Atlantic, because what I'm about to say to you guys now is certain degrees hold weight and certain degrees don't. Like if you have a degree in sociology, I'm not trying to down your degree, but chances are it's sociology. You're not gonna. What you gonna do?
Sociable.
But that's what I'm
Social.
saying. But think about it.
No,
Like,
you're not gonna do anything.
Think about it. It's just like the
Like
everyday
certain
hustle.
degrees.
Think about it. It's just like
Just like stocks.
everyday hustle that's out there in the world. When somebody finds out about a hustle that's taking off and everybody catches on to it, everybody jumps over there. Everybody wants to do it. So
But certain people can't do it. And that's how it goes with college. I had somebody come up to me. Yes, it is. I had somebody come up to me and literally ask me, what was I studying? And as soon as I told them my major, they said, oh, that's too hard. And I'm looking at them like they got 12 fucking heads. How is it hard? It's criminal shit. It can't be that hard. But to them, it was complex. Same way I can never do biology. Biology and me don't mix. I can't do it. But there's people that can.
Never say can't. You could do
No,
anything
no,
to
no,
put
no,
your mind to.
no,
Right.
no, 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 no,
The
no,
mind.
no,
Right.
no.
Mind. It's the mind.
No,
If
it
you take
ain't.
yourself,
It was the book. It was
really
the
is.
paper. It was the pen. It was the reading. It was everything. Say
You
where I
just
don't like.
discourage yourself.
I
You
don't
might
like
wanna do it.
psychology. No, it's not. It's just I'm just not interested in it. You gotta have a passion to
I'm
go
a
to
personal
school.
believer of even if I don't like something, I can accomplish something. You know what I mean? So I can overcome my milestones or anything that would statistically hold me back. I will overcome the obstacle.
AK is the little engine that could.
Yeah.
I think I can.
I would definitely do that.
Right.
But I feel like we're moving away from the topic at hand.
It all kind of
And
ties
I'm
in.
sure it ties in. But I do want to make it very clear that women, if you are depending on a man, it never works out. And I'm not here to destroy anybody's home.
You can't say that it never works out.
It never works out.
You gotta kind of put it in the context of
It does not work out.
It can work out with the right person, like with the right person, with the right attitude, with the right characteristics to be that person. If you just expecting that from an average Joe Schmo out here doing their thing out here in the
Sometimes life
world,
is too short to wait for the right person.
yeah, I know.
You'll be dead
but-
until you find out.
yeah. But if you happen to be a male or a female in that situation, you need to be the most supportive motherfucking person, the most fucking outlandish fucking fan for that person in the relationship. Period. Like, I mean, it should be no fan bigger than you, because that everything that they doing out there is taking care of you.
Can we take a poll? Like,
Take a
I feel like
poll?
I think we should
Put it
you know,
up. Put it up.
have
on
the
us.
viewers vote on that. Like,
Right.
do you
It's
feel?
already been a poll.
Do you feel?
on
feel?
Facebook.
No, no,
That's
no,
what
no,
we
no,
got.
no,
Yeah,
But
that's
that
what-
was
yeah,
for
that's
the
what we got it
men.
from.
That's
What
we
about
got
the
it.
women?
No, it
Do
was
you
posted
feel?
about women.
Right, but do you feel that women should have the right to pay for everything?
Again, it's not. I don't think. God damn, yo, that drink is so fucking blazing. But it's not even about who's paying for everything. Should it be a one-sided income or should it be a 50-50 income? Like, should it be 50-50?
What if the man doesn't want to get out and work, but he wants to be on YouTube playing video games all day?
Well,
it's money in that.
Yeah, it definitely is. Then you should be filming that nigga. Show that nigga how to edit some videos and put that shit up.
That's a job.
Because I know people right now that don't work a 9-to-5 period and only do YouTube and get money. Mm-hmm. They get money. There's money in it. Like I said,
money.
you gotta. If you in that type of relationship and they say, yo, I want to be a YouTuber, you need to learn if that bread is gonna take care of what y'all got going on. You need to learn how to edit some motherfucking videos.
You gotta learn how to play Fortnite so everybody else can get on and know your tricks.
Hit him with the angles, know what I mean? See the different sides of his face when he do certain shit in the game, like, know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, you just gotta be supportive. If that nigga just wanna make beats, film that nigga making beats. Like, know what I mean? Do shit like that. Like, you gotta be supportive.
Yeah, that shit. I don't know if it's going off the topic, but it should put me in mind. You saw the fucking movie Acrimony?
No, but everybody is talking about that.
So let me just say this. All right. So, because what Coolie was saying about the women being supportive of the man's dreams, right? Excuse me. Not to spoil the movie for people that haven't seen it, but for mostly the whole movie, you know, that was the problem. The woman wasn't necessarily, at first in the beginning, when it was kids, college, she kind of went for the dreams and shit. She spent what, $250,000 on this dude, or $275,000. But however the case may be, right?
I wish a motherfucker would.
Right, this is what she did, and she lost the $275. Well, spent it on him. We had to refinance the house and everything like that. So she kind of supported his dreams,
right?
But financially, not emotionally, and I mean, so like she kept telling him like, okay, maybe this isn't working. You might want to give up. But he like, yo, I gotta keep calling this dude. I gotta keep calling this dude.
Like he was
keep
persistent.
Pushing. Yeah. So, long story longer.
Not long story short, long story.
Long story longer. You know, they end up going their separate ways over some very small shit. You know what I mean?
Nigga forgot to flush the toilet.
Nah, go
ahead.
He pleaded, he begged for him to be with her, for him to, I would say forgive, but he didn't do anything wrong. But she didn't. She divorced him. This nigga blew. Multi-millionaire type of settlement type of thing. Like, his idea lifted off the ground so much that he was able to give her $10 million.
God.
So he gave her $10 million, bought the house back that they used to have with her father, her parents, because her parents passed away, gave her the settlement and gave her the house. So she spent the $275,000 on him. She refinanced her house, ended up losing it because of him. So he bought the house back. He, reimbursed her with $10 million. This bitch still was she was crazy in love, dangerously in love. But that shit just tied in, because that shit just played. When you was talking about what you was talking about, how support play a main role. Because that shit just played in my head. The whole fucking movie. The main
part about all of that, like, if somebody is choosing a career of being an entrepreneur, like, they gotta understand that this shit don't happen overnight. Fucking night. Like, this shit take time. What you might think should be the break doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be the break because you thought, oh, this is gonna be the one. Like, nah, it might take 10 more of those to feel like that, 20 more of those to feel like that, for it to actually happen. Like, this shit don't happen overnight.
That's what it was.
What they say, success happens when preparation meets opportunity. You get what I'm saying? So you got to continuously make sure you're prepared for when that opportunity
you present
comes
yourself.
knocking. Yeah, like, you feel me? If you're not prepared, that opportunity could come by you like 10, 20 times
And
in your
pass you
travels.
by.
And you'll never pick up on it because you're not prepared for it. Period. Like, so you got to be, in that situation, you got to be the supporter enough to help them be prepared. Because once that shit happens, it's only up from there. Like, you feel me? Everything else is going to make you be everything that you want to be because it's the grind before the shine. Like, you feel me?
And you know, the really shit I heard is the sky is not the limits because we put a man on the moon. So, you know what I mean?
Or did we?
Right, or did we? But
or
so they say.
Or did we?
Right, but shit.
It's something we have to figure out. But that's neither here or there. And I appreciate you guys coming up here talking about what you believe that should happen. But what about the women?
All right, you appreciate this coming.
What about the women?
Next Monday.
Next week?
Just me.
Next week?
What about the women? What about the women who are in this situation?
But that's what I'm saying. The woman in this situation could this shit goes this shit goes both ways, yo. If you the man and your woman want to be the YouTuber or the entrepreneur, you gotta support it through and through. Like, I mean,
if you want to be the stripper, then
if
support
you
it.
Bring the whole
I don't
hood,
know if I can
whatever.
support a stripper. I'm sorry.
I mean,
if your husband was out here
belief.
stripping,
If my husband was out here being a Chippendales, I would have a whole issue.
that shit,
if he's
that's
bringing
what
home
you
the
do.
money and he's
I
paying,
don't give a crap. Think about how many. I'm
support,
selfish. I'm selfish.
support,
I'm selfish.
support.
Oh God, how many times I have to say that?
He's showing it,
I'm
he ain't sharing it. He's showing it, not sharing it.
Go there and throw some dollars.
I don't think I like that idea. But it's not even about me, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys coming up here and sharing
shit.
your
What the fuck is
opinion.
you talking about? Like we motherfucking guests on our own shit.
Right.
Like, fuck is you? Get the fuck out your phone, man. You disconnecting with us and connecting with the outside world.
I'm not. I'm just. I put a poll up because I just needed to know. Like, if this was if the shoe was on the opposite foot, and this woman is supplying everything for the man, and the man is not doing anything,
The only way this
should it
shit-
should she be responsible for paying everything? I kind of feel like,
The only way this
Yeah.
shit works on either side of the spectrum
50-50.
is if you're fully supportive, you're humble enough to do what it takes to fill in the gaps that's being missed by financial needs. You get what I'm saying? Like, if they need an extra day of sleep, leave them the fuck alone and let them sleep. If they need a back rub because they lifting too many motherfucking boxes from doing overnight stocking, rub they motherfucking back. If they motherfucking feet hurt because they gotta walk 10 miles every day to the motherfucking job, rub they motherfucking feet. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you gotta be the support system in that if you want to reap the benefits of them going out and being the breadwinner. You got it. It is not saying that you got to be submissive in the decisions that's being made. It's just that anybody that wants to be the breadwinner has to be sensible enough to know that it's still a union. It's still a partnership. If this is a decision that we make together, then this is a decision that we have to make together through and through. Period.
Facts.
What we spending the money on, what we doing in this relationship, and what are we trying to achieve? What's our goals?
I hear a lot of we.
And that's the whole point. It has to be we.
We.
It has to be we in that situation.
There's no I in we.
Right. And if
There's an I and 8. And I ain't doing it.
See?
See? What the fuck we gotta do?
This is what we talk about right here. This is exactly what we're talking about.
Anywho, know what I mean? We'll leave the rest for y'all to debate about, know what I mean, in the comments.
Yeah,
Know
hit
what I
us
mean?
up. Hit us up.
Definitely
Please hit us up. I would
know
love
what
to
mean?
know you guys' opinions on this.
Yeah, man. She just put it up on her Instagram page, know what I mean, or put the poll up on. I think it's on your story, right?
It's on my Instagram. It's on my story right
Yeah,
now.
so,
Put it
know
on
what
the
I mean?
grown-ups on
Yeah.
the talk
Chime in, you
page.
feel me? Chime in. Let us know how y'all feeling. I mean, all in all, no matter what y'all decide, be supportive of the decisions. Make sure that it's a collective decision. Make sure that It's no power struggle. It's no financial struggle. Make sure what y'all deciding is for the betterment of you, the relationship, and the situation that you're currently or trying to see yourself in the future in. I am Coolie Main. You can find me everywhere under the name Coolie Main. If you can't find me there, find me under anything Grown Ups Talk. I'm there. I'm around. Holla at me.
Word. And you already know, this your boy AK the Chief signing out, checking off. You know my motto, like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend and do it again. And you can find me anywhere Grown Ups Talk. And if you can't find me there, you can definitely find me anywhere Grown Up Talk.
And of course, my name is Monica, the wild and crazy 5 different types of personalities. But you know where you guys can find me? Find me on Spotify. I'm there now. I am on Spotify. Hey, and I'm going to be on things coming next to you, literally, because you're going to be listening on your phone. But besides that, social media wise, you guys can find me at the real Monica 718-203, or you can find me anywhere on YouTube or Grown Ups Talk related, because I know you guys like to see me. It's how it is.
Stop changing your motherfucking numbers, man. Stop changing your numbers.
I changed it. It's 718-203.
Next week is going to be 203-718.
It's gonna be 456-213. But yeah, man, we are Grown Ups Talk, and like we told y'all in the beginning, it takes a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us, and we appreciate that.
And if they acting stink, what?
Hit that motherfucking link.
Word.